Hello, and thank you for this opportunity. I'm Stephanie Cairns. My pronouns are she, her, and I work with the Smart Prosperity Institute. Like many, I can get overwhelmed by environmental anxiety, about the climate crisis, about the mass loss of species, and also about how society can provide good and meaningful jobs that take care of the planet for future generations. But today I want to share a vision of hope, a vision of an emerging approach for meeting future human needs and creating jobs and prosperity while caring for the planet. It's called the circular economy, and it's set to replace our current linear take, make, waste economic system. Right now, we have an industrial system largely designed for a time 200 years ago when the world had 8 times less people, resources seemed plentiful, and frontiers knew no horizon. Today, more than 90% of the resources which are extracted for the global economy are used once only and then disposed of. And it's not only the materials that are thrown out, it's also the water, energy, pollution, and land use impacts invested in them. This highly wasteful model is harmful to the environment and unsustainable in the long term. It's also a missed economic opportunity because valuable materials are literally being thrown away. For example, every year in Canada, post-consumer plastic valued at $8 billion goes to landfill, and $50 billion worth of preventable food waste is lost, and so on. But an alternative way to do things is emerging, a circular economy. It draws inspiration from the natural world, where materials cycle infinitely in one form or other, and there's no such thing as waste, only resource. This circular economy would transform how we produce, use, and consume goods to keep materials cycling in the economy, creating jobs and prosperity through less wasteful products and lifestyles. It would decouple economic growth from expanding resource use, consuming less land, less water, less energy, and fewer raw materials, creating less pollution, and being powered by renewable energy. It would capture significant economic value from what is now considered garbage and waste. Here are a few examples. Loop is a company that is rethinking the design of how to deliver consumer goods. It describes itself as yesterday's milkman reimagined for the modern world. Food and consumer items from major brands are ordered online and delivered to your door, packaged in refillable containers. Once the containers are empty, customers arrange for a pickup. The containers are sanitized, refilled, and the cycle begins again. Waste is reduced, consumers get convenience, and brands strengthen consumer loyalty. Reuse, recovery, and recycling of byproducts and waste while keeping these materials at their highest and best use is another key circular strategy. For example, waste heat from industry can be piped into greenhouses to supply fresh local produce in remote communities. Or circular supply chains which use fully renewable, recyclable, or biodegradable materials in consecutive life cycles are another strategy. A fascinating example is the International Buildings as Material Banks Collaborative, which is working to design buildings that can be easily disassembled and the materials infinitely reused or refurbished in new building projects. We can also make more intense use of the products we have manufactured through approaches such as the product as a service business model. For example, Mud Jeans leases blue jeans on a monthly payment plan, upcycles the returned jeans, or shreds worn out ones and blends them into virgin cotton for the next generation of jeans. By leasing the service of a product rather than the product itself, companies are aligning profit models to product longevity, reliability, and reusability, while maintaining the ownership of their raw materials and getting them back after use. To be clear, circular economy strategies on their own can't support all future demand for materials because not all primary materials are fully recyclable at the end of life, and because growing population, affluence, and advanced technologies are expected to combine to double demand for materials by 2060. But nor can this demand be sustainably supported with primary materials alone. A circular economy is therefore a foundation for future material, environmental, and economic security. Some of these changes will be simple. Some will require system-wide transformation and new legal and business models. But rethinking the value of what we now treat as waste and redesigning our systems of production and use to retain secondary, cycled materials in the economy is a transition that requires tremendous system-wide innovation, bold action, and decision-making. But I hope you'll agree that it's an exciting and hopeful vision and one well worth striving for. Thank you.